Good morning on January 1st, 2025. I am here to try and catch the first bass of 2025. I'm actually visiting my in-laws for the holiday, and when I do, I have an opportunity to fish in one of their two ponds / lakes, and that allows me a pretty rare opportunity, at least for me, to try to pursue the last fish of 2024, which I did last night and caught it, and the first fish of 2025, all without having to leave the property. So I'm going to give this a whirl. This is the small pond that they have here, and I haven't fished this in several years. It used to be stunted bass population, which made it pretty easy to catch fish here, but we're going to see. There we are. First fish of 2025. First bass of 2025. And yep, they're still stunted here. Look at how thin that fish is. This is a classic situation of a bass crowded pond. They don't really, the owners here don't really ever fish this pond or harvest them or anything. I have many years ago, I tried to start doing that when I'd come here and spend at least one afternoon here with a bucket and just kill every single bass I caught. But this pond's about 2.5 acres, something like that. You probably need to pull 15 pounds of bass an acre out of here, and none of these are really a pound. So you're probably looking at maybe 75 to 100 bass need to come out of this pond at least every year, every other year, if not every year. And it's really hard to do in an afternoon, no matter how good the fishing is. But at any rate, first bass of 2025. Second bass of 2025 looks an awful lot like the first bass of 2025. Classic stunted bass population. Look how thin that fish is. This thing's probably 13, heck, it could even be 14 inches. These skinny fish are hard to measure by eye. Might weigh a pound, maybe. That's really, really skinny. One thing I noticed on the last fish, and this one's got it too, is these weird red lip things going on. And actually, I don't know if you can see all the way back. Kinda. You can see the back of the throat is red too. I don't actually know what the heck that is, but I've seen it here on this pond. I'd forgotten about it, but usually in the winter. Not 100% sure what that is, but other than that, the fish is obviously it's healthy, it's just skinny. I guess one thing that you should always remember about bass, fish in general, if you don't know this already, is fish really don't starve to death. If you have a mammal, you have a deer, and they don't get fed, they die. If they don't get enough food, they just stop growing, but they can live perfectly fine. They're a totally different animal than a mammal. And so that's why fish can stunt like this. This is why there's such a problem with stunting and bass in private ponds. In small ponds, they're small impoundments in general in the southeast. They reproduce really well here, and they crowd out the forage essentially. And so you have a pond or lake full of 12 to 14 inch bass that weigh maybe 3/4 of a pound, and some of them could be 10 years old. And they just are doing life the way they know how. They're not diseased or anything like that. It's a much, much different scenario than it is for other kinds of vertebrates. Anyway, 2025 is off to a good start. I hope yours is as well.